My greetings to everyone. Today we are going to start with a very interesting poem, The Lake Ale of Innisfree. This poem has been taken from the book Beehive of class 9. This poem is basically going to talk about the beauty of the nature, the peace which we get in the lap of the nature, and how the nature removes our stress and gives us inner contentment. This poem is written by a very famous poet, William Butler Yeats, also known as W.B. Yeats. So before we start with it, let's know about the poet. The poet's name, as we have just discussed, William Butler Yeats. He was born on 13th June 1865 in Ireland, and he died on 28th January 1939, US. He got the Nobel Prize in Literature in the year 1923. He is considered to be the most famous writer in 20th century, and he has also been named as the national poet of Ireland. Before we start with the stanzas explanation, let's talk about that what is this poem going to talk about. To know about the place where Yeats spent most of his childhood. So Innisfree here is the place where Yeats has spent most of his boyhood, and that is the reason why he is missing this place so much. He wants to go there and enjoy the beauty of this place. He wrote it when he was feeling homesick. He was missing his home. He wanted to go there and enjoy his time so much that he decided to express his emotions and feelings in the form of a poem. This place has an idyllic surrounding. So the way it has been placed, the surrounding area is unique in its form. It is very beautiful, very soothing, and very peaceful. According to the poet, this place is a heaven of peace and silence. So students, let's start with stanza 1. I will rise and go now, and go to Innisfree, and a small cabin built there, of clay and wattles made. 9 being rows will I have there, a hive for the honey bee, and live alone in the bee-loud glade. So with this stanza, the poet is trying to say that he is going to rise and immediately go to his childhood place, Innisfree. And in the beautiful surrounding of this place, he's going to make a small cabin built of clay. He's going to build the cabin of clay so that he can get the natural feeling. And he's going to do the fencing of that house. He's going to make the fence of that house with wattles. Wattles we consider as the twisted sticks, the natural sticks which are twisted naturally. So he's going to use those sticks to do the fencing of his house. Now he seems to be interdependent. He says to be self-dependent. He wants to grow his eatables, his required eatable things on his own. So he is deciding to grow the crops, grow the vegetables on his own. So he has decided exactly to plant 9 rows of beans, which can help him to fulfill his food needs. A hive for the honeybee, and he has decided that he's going to get natural honey from the honeycombs. So the surrounding is going to be so natural that honeybees are going to make their hives, and from the honeycombs of the hive, the poet is going to get the natural honey and live alone in the bee-loud glade. And here the poet is trying to explain that he's going to live alone in this place by enjoying the buzzing of the bees in the opening of the forest. Glade here means a wide opening of the land in mid of the forest. And there he is going to live and is going to enjoy the beauty of the nature. The rhyming scheme. Now, the rhyming scheme of this stanza is ABAB. How? Line number 1, NS3, is rhyming with last word of line number 3, honeybee. And mate is rhyming with glade. So the rhyming scheme is ABAB. The vocabulary words we have already discussed. Now here, the poetic device which the poet has used is repetition. How he used the repetition device, you can see the line, I will rise and go now. This line he has repeated in the third last stanza also. So he's repeating the same line. When the repetition of same line or the same word or the same phrase is done in a poem, we consider it as a repetition device. Okay? Moving to stanza number 2. And I shall have some peace there, for peace comes trooping slow, dropping from the vales of the morning to where the cricket sings. There midnights all a glimmer, and a noon a purple glow, and evenings full of the linnet's wings. So again, the poet is talking about the beauty of this place. He is expressing, he is indicating that he is going to experience the peace in the slow moving life of this island. In Innisfree, where he is going to live, is not as fast as the city life. Everything is very soothing, very slow, very comfortable. He's also mentioning here in the stanza that he's going to experience the beauty of the nature in every part of the day. Like early in the morning has been compared here to a woman. As a woman's face is covered with veils, similarly, he's talking about that the morning of this place is covered with cloudy, foggy sky. And the area is so peaceful that one can hear the sound of the cricket singing. Later, he mentions the beauty of the midnight when the glittering stars are there in the sky. The afternoons are going to be soothing, peaceful, cool, with the glowing of the purple flowers. And evenings are going to be full of the linnet's wing. Linnet is a singing bird which is found in the island, and when it will fly in the sky, the poet is going to enjoy the wings of it. The rhyming scheme: slow rhyming with glow, wings rhyming with sings. So the rhyming scheme again in stanza 2 is ABAB. Moving to the important vocabulary words. Veil, we have already discussed. It is the head covering. You might have seen a bride covering her head with the veil. Purple glow seems to be a phrase that shows the soothing and relaxing afternoon. And glimmer is the flash of light, or you can say the twinklings of the stars. Moving to the third stanza. I will rise and go now. Now, we have discussed in first paragraph that repetition device has been used because I will rise and go now. This line is going to be repeated in the third stanza also. And here it is. I will rise and go now, for always nights and day. I hear the lake water lapping with slow sounds by the shore. While I stand on the roadway or on the pavement gray, I hear it, the deep heart's core. So actually here the poet is talking about that he immediately wants to go to this beautiful, peaceful, isolated place. And he wants to spend all his day and night there. He hears the lake water lapping with low sounds by the shore. So here the poet is talking about the sound created by the waves of the lake water, which is beating the shore. And he can hear that sound even in the midst of the chaos of the town. Whether he's walking on the road or he's walking on that deadly, dull pavement, which is not at all close to any lively act, he can feel the sound of those lapping water in the deep heart. He can feel it inside his heart. Day again is rhyming here with gray, and shore is rhyming with cold. So again, the rhyming scheme of stanza 3 is AB, AB. Vocabulary words. Lapping, you can say the beating of the waves. And the gray here determines nothing natural, nothing interesting, nothing lively. Okay? Now we have come to the end of the poem. So let's discuss the moral of the poem. This poem and the poet wants to convey the moral that we should always respect, love, and protect the nature. Because this is what nature is doing to us. Nature respects us, nature loves us, and it protects us. So the same we have to do to the nature. And the second moral, which the poet has experienced here, is nature can transform our mood. Like if you're not feeling okay, if you're not feeling happy, if you're feeling ignorant, annoyed, you can enjoy your self appearance, you can enjoy the peace of your soul when you are in the lap of the nature. So I hope the poem is clear to you all. Thank you for the day.